maybe you can give some advice to aspiring product managers around how your technical background helped you, or maybe like if you had to start coming from a business background, what would you do to build that the technical know-how to get into
Yeah.
product management?
Yeah. Well, it helped me because I was right there. I was in the right places. I knew what products are all about. I knew I was working already for this type of organizations that needed product managers. So that definitely helped me. The other thing is, and that's why many people will say that you need that background, although I don't think that it's mandatory. The reason they say it is because you know how to talk with the developers and you can understand what the developers are. But this is where really the definition of what the work of a product manager is that is important here. Because if the work is to just work with the developers, then you might not be a product manager. You might be a delivery manager or product owner, which is also a job title that I don't really like. And I wrote about it also on LinkedIn. But it does help to be able to know how to work, to speak with the developers. But that's not the only thing that you need to know as a product manager, because you also have this entire other side of knowing how to talk with your stakeholders and knowing how to talk with your users and knowing how to talk with every other department in the organization. So just being able to talk with the developers is not the only thing you need to know. But it definitely helps. Now, if you are not coming from that background, and I've seen many great product managers that did not have that technical background. Some of them came from, I think the best one that I've seen came from customer service, where they worked for a couple of years helping the customers, and then they knew the product so well and they have that deep empathy to the users that it was a very easy transition to them to product management. Because they already knew the product, and I'm talking about people within the same organization. So they already knew the product, they already knew the users, they have this relationship with some of them already, and it was easier for them to access them and to have more discussions with them. So in that case, if you do need that technical background, or not technical background, but what is it that you would like, you should probably learn or add to your tools skill set for technically. I would say some of it is related to a more high level of what are the different constraints and issues that technology usually has. So, for example, security issues, governance issues, compliance issues like PCI, PII, things like that, accessibility issues. So a lot of those things are things we have to worry about in our product anyway. And if we know them from the technical side, and I'm not talking about you don't need to know how to develop them or how to implement them, but at least you need to know, how they will impact your product and maybe some solutions out there and stuff like that. Even though as a product manager, your job is not to put together the solutions; it's your team, job. But at least you know these things. And then the second thing is data. So being able to have affinity towards analytics, understanding how data works, how databases work, SQL databases, non-SQL databases, and stuff like that. And then how to get information from this data, because you will not always have access to great BI tools. Not every company will have its BI department or whatever. So a lot of that data mining you might have to do on your own. And or you will be able to ask the right question, where can I get this data, and stuff like that. And lastly, there are some technologies that are specific to products. So if your product that you're aiming to work with is IoT or AI, then it's a good idea probably to know a bit about those technologies.